Hello YouTube. Today we're going to explore how to do the 80 3-star crafts of patch 5.3. Now I'm going to show you real quick my gear. It is extremely over gear. I'm extremely over gear for what I need. Pretty sure you only need the facet gear, but I'm just going to scroll by everything so you see that, maybe a lot. But thanks to a wonderful new addition to 5.3, you too can check and see if you can make the crafts. So pick any of the 3-star crafts. I'm going to go with chili crab. As you can see, I've already made a bunch, but I'm not going to make any. I'm just going to do the trial synthesis, which is this ability here. You get it again at level 15, and it replaces the unfortunately patched trial items that you could use and break them, and we used it to get spirit bond, but oh well, no more. But trial synthesis is still really good. So I'm going to walk you through the entire craft, and since you can now do trial synthesis, I invite you to turn on your game and go into your 83-star crafts, any of the Master Recipe 8 further down the list, like crab cakes and chili crab in this case, or the estates gear, or actually that would be it. So for example, in any of the other ones, you would go here to Master Recipe 8, and then the bottom ones, yeah. So any of these that are durability 70, difficulty 7414, and the quality is 46,553. Those are the ones we're going to try right now. I'm actually in culinarian, so I'm going to grab the chili crab, which has the same requirements, the same durability, same difficulty, same everything. As you can see, the craftsmanship required is 2480. I'm pretty sure you meet that with just the facet gear and barely any melts. 2195 is just nothing. So I'm going to show you the rotation that I'm using, and first I'm going to do this. I'm going to click off the potion so you can see the method behind the madness. So we're going to use the trial synthesis, and trial synthesis is your current gear and food and potion. It doesn't unfortunately take into consideration if I want to say, see what happens if I take this high quality to high quality. It doesn't actually count that, so it does count it from 0, which is really helpful for you to know if you can high quality something with nothing. And if you're missing some quality, you can at least know how much quality, when you come here and see the increase, how much quality that will actually contribute. So let's go into trial synthesis. Boom. The first thing you're going to do is muscle memory. Okay. So muscle memory gives you 5 stacks, and during those 5 stacks, the next progress hit is going to be huge. So we're going to leave it for a very, very, very hefty groundwork or intensive synthesis. So we're going to do that. We cannot forget inner quiet. So the second one is inner quiet. Then manipulation. Then veneration. Then waste not. And as you can see, I did not use the good on the excellent because I really don't have a spot in this beginning to do anything. As you can see, I have the 1 stack of muscle memory left, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the groundwork, but I'm going to do 2 groundworks. If any of them are good, I can do instead intensive synthesis, which I happen to have up here, because it does the same thing as groundwork when the condition is good or excellent, but for 10 less CP, so it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Oh, 12 less CP, I'm sorry. So I'm going to do the 2 groundworks. And since we're trying to do the least CP version, I'm going to use basic synthesis here. Make sure you check your efficiency calculations see if your progress is not going to make it. In my case, it won't. So you should be right here. 1 stack of waste not left. I'm going to go ahead and with the stack of waste not and with the 3 manipulation left, I'm going to use prep touch once. Preparatory touch normally costs 20, but because of waste not, it costs 10, and because of manipulation, you only reduce 5, but that's the only time we're ever using it. Now we're going to do innovation, and we're going to do 4 prudent touches. 1, 2, 3, 4 prudent touches. Now we're going to do innovation again. We're going to do two observe focus touches. So observe, focus touch. Focus touch will always work after observe. So that's why we're doing it. Observe, focus touch. We're ignoring the good. Now at this point, you're running pretty low on CP. So we're going to do great strides, innovation, and here's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to do observe, focus touch, great strides, Byregots, and then finish it. Now, in my case, I don't have enough, right? I do great strides, and I need to do Byregots, which is 14 CP. Good thing for trial synthesis. So in that case, I'm short 15 CP because the basic synthesis would make it, right? Let me just check to make sure, right? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see what will give me 15 CP, and it turns out that a high-quality Cunning Craftsman syrup does it. I mean, matcha is a little bit much, but I mean, I'm going to use this Cunning Craftsman syrup that I had left. That's why I clicked it off, because I wanted you to see the difference. And I'm going to do the same rotation again. So I'm going to do muscle memory. Then, of course, I cannot forget the inner quiet. And I'm going to do, I'm going to ignore the goods. Manipulation, veneration, waste not, 2 groundworks. If you're actually doing you already know you have the stats to do it. If you're doing these 2 groundworks and one of those lands on a good, you can go ahead and do intensive synthesis, but I'm just going to do the 2 groundworks as they are. Here, if you have an excess of CP at the end of 25, you could potentially finish the craft by doing like Veneration Careful Synth, which is 25. Then instead of basic synthesis, you could do like a basic touch just to add a little bit more and reduce the control requirement. So that's up to you. I'm gonna still do the basic synth because I want to see what the basic rotation will do. Then I'm gonna do the 1 preparatory touch with that remaining waste nut. I'm gonna do innovation and 4 prudent touches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I wish I could disable the goods in these to make sure that I could tell if I can make the thing high quality without the goods, but it's okay. And now I'm going to use innovation, and I'm going to do 2 observe, focus touch, observe, focus touch, and now I'm going to do gray strides, innovation, observe, focus touch, and then here comes the gray stride Byregots, and then the finish. See, that gives me 86%. So now I know I need a little bit more control. So I can just go ahead and, since I have the trial synthesis thing, I can figure out if I need matcha or blood bully base. Blood bully base gives me 64 control. Matcha gives me 61. I'm gonna go ahead with matcha. You might find that that's a little bit less expensive for you. And I'm gonna do the rotation again. Oop! I forgot that I'm gonna do it in the actual craft. I'm doing the trial synth. Muscle memory, inner quiet, manipulation, veneration, waste not, 2 groundwork. If any of them are good, you can sub them with intensive synthesis. A single basic synth, which if you have a lot of, actually I have an excess of CP now because of the matcha, so I'm gonna go ahead and do basic touch instead of finishing like that. And I'm gonna do then the preparatory touch here as normal. And I'm gonna do the innovation, 4 prudent touches. 1, 2, 3. Oh, god darn. Experiment. Excellent. Anyway, innovation, observe, focus touch. Another observe, another focus touch. Great strides. Innovation, observe, a 3rd focus touch. Great strides. Byregots, and since I have an excess of GP of 25 or more, I'm going to do veneration, careful synth, see if this actually makes it for you, because you might not, based on your CP. But now I have that 100% quality. Now, if that didn't make it for you, you need a little bit more CP. What you can do is, instead of the basic synthesis in that second step, you could do careful synthesis. So we can try that out as well. We're going to do muscle memory, inner quiet. It's already ingrained into my brain. Manipulation, veneration, waste not, 2 groundworks. First groundwork, second groundwork. Here, you can do careful synth. I can't, because if I do it, it'll break. But if you have less craftsmanship that will not let you finish the craft the way we did it, you can substitute it with that. So, alright, I hope you are able to craft your level 83 star things with your own gear without having to spend so much money on materia. And, well, have fun, and I'll see you around.